What's up, everybody? It's Fireplace Friday. I'm Jeremy, your host, Fluesbrothers Chimney Service, here in Kansas City at the world headquarters. Today I'm sitting in the back. I've got to go out in the field and do a little bit of work. We're trying to keep up with the huge amount of calls and work that have came in now that they're starting to lift some of the coronavirus bans. Definitely the phones have picked up, just like the traffic and everything else has picked up. People are trying to get back to a norm or a semblance of norm. They're getting more comfortable being around people. I always do remind people, though, we haven't given up on our personal protection gear and everything else because just because it's lightened up doesn't mean it's gone. So be safe out there. Don't jump on bandwagons and get too loose with things because it can resurge and then we're right back in the same boat again, which wasn't a whole lot of fun, right? So at any rate, so it'll be fun. I like going out in the field, doing a little bit of work here and there. I won't be trapped in the office all day, and I can go out and renew some of the skills that I don't get to use as often anymore now that we have a larger company and good people. I do more of a guidance and teaching and things like that. So, with that being said, with all this increased work, we have gotten a lot of calls, especially with rainwater and things, and people ask about warranties. So let's talk about warranties. I did a little bit of digging. I did forget to do one thing. A lot of people will purchase things based on warranties. I stopped doing that a long time ago. I do want something that's going to last. And I've realized, for example, tennis shoes. I don't buy tennis shoes at department stores like Walmart and things like that. I need something that's going to hold up well. And I tried buying those there, like work boots and things. And they always broke down prematurely and they were a little cheaper. And I found if I gear myself towards a good quality product and I do my research, I will spend a little bit more. I might be able to find them on sale if I know I'm going to need it in the future and I keep my eye out for it. But most of the time, most purchases are made based on a need, an immediate need. So a lot of people have a problem. Let's say it's water leaks. So they call and they ask what the warranty is, or they ask the technician what the warranty is. And what people have to understand is that I'm yet to find anything in life that I can just pay money for that makes my problem just disappear magically. I think we see that on television where you can buy your way out of a problem. I've never found that to be a true statement. So what we have to do is we have to work together to figure out and solve the problem through the process of elimination. When it comes to water problems, everybody would like to think that someone's going to come out, be able to go, it's right there, and offer a very cheap, easy solution. And unfortunately, after 21 years of dealing with chimney problems and things like that, pushing 21, I'm on my 21st year, I found that that's not true. Water entry, as the example, smoking problems, things like that, there's usually more than one thing going on. And it's very hard to pinpoint those one things since you don't live in the house. I don't live in the house personally. And also there's different scenarios. And so what you do is you do a process of elimination, and I've set up processes, and if someone wants to just attack it all, that's going to get you your best guarantee of solution. But if you want to chip away one thing at a time, which is a more reasonable thing to do, then that goes into the process of elimination. Now, let's think about that for a minute. If I go to the doctor or if I go get a surgery and I pay for that surgery, am I guaranteed that that problem will go out of my life? No. If you pay to go to Weight Watchers because I need to lose some weight or what have you, I'm going to pay to go there, and I might or might not put any effort into it. Am I guaranteed to lose weight? If I pay a personal trainer, am I guaranteed to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? No, it's all about process of elimination to find out what works best for your scenario, and and then the effort that's being put in by either yourself or a team of people. And we're more than happy to be on your team. We are on our customers' teams. We always have been, always will be. But we have to work together on things. So we have a very, 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 did I say very? I did say very good track record of solving problems. Why? Because I've set up a process to it. And we try to involve people in that process and show them, okay, so we're going to start with the most obvious and then work our way down. Because if we don't lay all that out, we're setting you up for not only failure, we're setting ourselves up for failure, but we're also setting up for the worst thing, which is disappointment. And disappointment can lead to anger, frustration, all those bad things in life. So let's get back on the warranty thing. So when you ask somebody, and I try to train the girls and I try to train the technicians, that when someone calls with a question, the first answer you should give is a question right back. Why are you asking that? Because so many times people don't know what the right question to ask is. If you are concerned about something, so many people just beat around the bush and go, what's a warranty on it? Because they have a thought process in their head that the warranty is basically, okay, so if I pay you to do this, you're going to guarantee this and that and this. In reality, warranties are not for scenarios. Warranties are for product failure, kind of a guarantee that this thing that you're purchasing is going to last this long on a minimum. Of course, it usually lasts longer. I myself don't believe in a lot of product warranties, and it isn't that I don't purchase and go, okay, so we've got a warranty, but I don't purchase extended warranties or anything anymore. I'm a big Dave Ramsey fan, if you know me personally, and he doesn't believe in extended warranties. We buy a lot of stuff, and you got to save the receipt, and you got to remember where you bought it from, and then there's always these caveats. Whoa, well, you're gonna the water heater has a warranty, but you're gonna need to bring the water heater back in. Well, that's not gonna help. That's a little hard. So love Dave, Brooke, us too, Brooke Klaus. Good to hear that. He's changed my life. So anyway, the you do want to buy a good product, but I think warranties can be inflated. For example, I was told a long time ago by a very wise man that was my first business coach. His name was Dave Pomeroy. Excellent man, great man. And he worked for a company that had they offered 7-year real world warranties on their products, and their warranty sounded a lot less appealing. The company was Travis Industries, and which is a huge fireplace manufacturer, probably one of the best fireplace manufacturers in the industry. They always have the cutting edge stuff. They've got a new fireplace out that's called the Da Vinci. It's an amazing fireplace. Look it up if you have time. It's a gas fireplace. And the reason they had this real world warranty was because I was told by him that if you look up what the government considers a lifetime warranty, it's 7 years. So if you buy a product that has a lifetime warranty on it, versus a product that carries a 10-year warranty, which product has the better warranty? Now, food for thought. I'll Google that. I meant to Google it and I forgot. See if that's still the case. But there is statute of limitations, things like that. People think people are on the hook forever. So you need to know the details, and it's best to get real information. So most of our products, personally, I just redid all of our warranty stuff, and I'm getting ready to throw it out there because I've been doing this long enough that I know about in real world how long something lasts, and I want to be able to offer our customers a safer buying experience by saying, look, I know that this product, the manufacturer carries a 15-year warranty on this. We've got a product that the manufacturer went from a 10 to a 20-year warranty. All of a sudden, this product magically is going to last twice as long, and I think it's silly. So I know I've been using the product long enough. I know about how long it lasts before it starts to have problems. So now with every warranty in our industry, or even on your car or whatever else, you've got to keep the maintenance up on it. So basically, I redid a lot of our warranty information to say, like our sealants, for example. We're offering 5 years on our sealants, where if you have us out every year, I see it start to break down after about 5 years. Sometimes it breaks down a little sooner. Just depends on the scenario, things of that nature. But we will reapply that as needed for the first 5 years. No questions asked. Why did Jeremy do that? Well, not only one, to eliminate a lot of frustration that comes when one of our techs goes out and goes, hey, this is starting to fail or whatever. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Well, you fix it. These people are having us out. They're doing their due diligence. They're maintaining their unit, their fireplace. They didn't just call us once. We did some work and then we owe them the world. They're actively doing this. So I want to reward those people. And the reward is we're just going to fix it. We're just going to fix it. No problem. I'll reapply the whole thing if I have to. Not just because you feel that it should, but if it needs to be every year for 5 years, as long as you're maintaining it. That is not what the manufacturer has. The manufacturer does not cover labor. They will replace the product, which doesn't cost them a whole lot to ship it out or whatever. They also want proof. They want examples. Sometimes they have you send the product back, things of that nature, which is a lot of work on your end. I want to make it easy for people. So the manufacturer's warranty will still be there. That's fine. And, and they can offer whatever. They can offer 1,000-year warranty if they want, or their lifetime warranty, as we spoke about. But I decided to redo all of our warranties and have our own intercompany warranties that does well for you. So let's talk about some of the other stuff. 5 years, Jeremy? Well, that's just on some of the products, because I know those products start to have some issues, and there's always some gray area. I want to take out the gray area. I want to put people's mind at ease. So we had a customer ask us about Heat Shield, which is a product that we recoat or slip cast inside of a flue liner. Do a lot of it, do a ton of it. And they wanted to know what's the warranty? Well, I feel it's too long for a product that you're basically slip casting over a material that might be 100 years old, because we're slip casting it over the original flue tiles. Heck, if it's a 70-year-old. So basically it's kind of a patch. Now, it's a great product. We've been using it for years. It's fantastic, holds up well, but I know for a fact that product will last 10 years. And if it starts to peel a little bit, or you get some flaking or whatever, and it's due, if those people are maintaining that thing, I myself will gladly put my name behind it. And if they're maintaining it, we will come out. We will, if the guys are out there and they're checking it, and they go, hey, there's a little problem here. Or if the customer is maintaining it, but in between they go, hey, I think I've got a problem. Let me fill out the customer reconciliation form and email you a picture. This is a concern that I've got. What do you think about this? And they're handling it the proper way. We're going to take a look at it. Usually we find these things when we're going out there every year, just like when you go to your doctor and they're doing a checkup on you every year, or when you have the furnace guy come out and they're able to address these things as they're happening, not after the fact. And we're just going to fix it. So 10 years, we're going to own that baby. And if there's a problem and you're having us out every year religiously, so we can keep our eye on it, make sure it's holding up, make sure it's doing what it will, then we're going to go ahead. The labor's included, not just a 1 year, the labor's included, and we're going to own that thing. Now, I can't own the performance, I can't own your happiness, but I can own that one product. I can't own that the product is going to solve every problem you might ever have. The chimney didn't draft and you fixed it. Well, you're the one who started the fire. Maybe you didn't prime the flue. Maybe you had a bad downdraft, what have you. I can't guarantee performance every single time because I'm not the one lighting the fireplace. But I can guarantee that product's going to do what it should do. Now the manufacturer is gonna say, hey, we'll warranty it for 20 years on that or whatever, or over X amount. And that's fine if you want to make a claim with them and go through all that, just like we're dealing with a deal with LG right now with our refrigerator. I've got to sit down and figure all that out. Well, you won't have that headache with us. And so I feel that we're doing a pretty good thing. I feel confident. The products we use are very good products. They're not cheap products. They're very good, durable products. We could use cheaper products, but then I can't do things like this. So that eliminates a lot of headache. It eliminates a lot of anxiety and concern. And I think it's a great thing that we're doing. So I've been doing some research and I did go, I found the Federal Trade Commission consumer information on warranties. And there's a lot of good information about it. What will the company do if, these are things you should look for in writing rather than assuming, because you know what the word assume means. We all do. If you don't, then contact me personally and I'll explain it to you. But these are things you always want to make sure these things are in writing, not just wording or something that was implied or something that you heard. So many of us will make the argument, well, your guy told me. Well, if you have something that's important to you, you might have, we had a person that we had a conversation with over a year ago, or the technician that was out there had a conversation over a year ago, and they're going, your guy told me. Well, I don't think it's really accurate and fair to go off of something you recall from a year ago. Now, of course, we looked at the scenario calmly and we saw that it wasn't a product failure. It was actually a different problem, and someone else had told him the same thing. So, of course, now it's legitimate. But a lot of people jump to conclusions very quickly because I feel that in the times we're living in, especially, you turn on the TV, I've stopped watching the news because it's just junk. It's just junk and propaganda for people to get riled up and get people's fear going and anxiety. Because, like I told the guys this morning, would you rather are more people going to tune into a train wreck or a kids playing on a playground? They're going to look at the train wreck faster. And if you say they wouldn't, come on, let's be reasonable here. So those things really put us in a mindset, and the news does a really bad example. They don't show enough of the positive things that small businesses do, which is a lot. Most small business owners, they're all hardworking, good people, and they're only trying to do what's best. And then people in the media put things out that everybody's out to get you. I'm here to tell you I've ran the ethics committees for different associations. I even helped rewrite the ethics committee process. And even the people that the consumers that had a legitimate complaint, when I saw what happened and everything, they they all jumped to such fast conclusions that someone was trying to take advantage of them. And when I talked to these people that did the work, they were doing what they felt was right. The business owner was doing what they felt was right and what the customer was willing to pay for in that case and scenario. And so it's not always the world's out to get you or anything. You just got to talk to people, because in their mind, I find that people typically do what they feel is right. That's how they react. They react with this and with their gut, their heart and their gut. Their heart tells them this is the right thing to do. Their gut tells them, hey, this is the safe thing to do. So anyways, so let's look at this. Maybe you'll get a few pointers based on the Federal Trade Commission. We talked about getting things in writing, not just going off of conversations. If it's important to you, just have them write it down. If they're going to make a promise, we get promised things all the time. And a salesman, like when we did our phone systems and stuff, we got fed a load of crap. And salesmen can sometimes get very desperate to make a sale because they're getting pressured that they have to make so many sales, and or if they're going to make money, or if they're going to not get in trouble or what have you. You have to make this and that. So it puts a lot of pressure on people, and sometimes people will do the wrong thing out of that temptation because they've got such pressure put on them. So anyways, get it in writing. If it's something important to you, just have them write it down and initial it. There we go. And if they're afraid to, then it probably isn't a truth. So one good question here that I'm going to add to ours is maybe a Q&A part of our warranty. What will the company do if the product fails? Well, I just went over what we're going to do. But it says read to see whether the company will repair the item, replace it, or refund your money. We're obviously saying, hey, I'm going to own this. I will repair it for up to a certain amount of time. Past that, we're going to rely on the manufacturer's warranty. But I want to put our people, that special group of people that allows us to be their service company, it's kind of like a VIP package. If you're going to get work done with us, we're going to give you a bonus, and here's the bonus to put your mind at ease. So let's go to resolving disputes, because we talked about that. Don't just make assumptions. Don't act like everybody's out to get you. So if you have problems with a product or getting warranty service, this doesn't apply to us 100%. This is just research I did. This is from the Federal Trade Commission Consumer Information right off the web. See, I'm just reading it right off. And I'm using this as good guidelines because I want to make sure that we're in line, yet better than what the average standard is, just like a code book. I always tell people the codes are written not as a guideline, but a bare minimum standard on how things should be done. It's not a suggestion. It's the bare minimum standard. You can always do better, and we all want to do better. So resolving disputes. 1, read your product instructions and warranty carefully. A lot of us are men, and men don't like to read instructions. We open a box and we're going to put that sucker together. But reading instructions, I call it toilet reading, which sounds gross yet funny. When I give people their, we have a checklist at the end of repair jobs that we go over that hits the high points, and most of those high points are concerns that we've dealt with in the past. So we want to make sure that consumers have that information. If 20 people call you about something, you probably need to change something up and make it more clear. So that's what we do with our checklist. That's what we're wanting to accomplish. And that way that we know that the guys did it and they went over it with it, and the homeowner was paying attention because they sign it at the end. There you go. We're trying to avoid problems. So, but I always tell people, here's your here's your manual, and it's excellent toilet reading, and we usually both have a chuckle, ha ha ha. Okay, so read your product instructions and warranty carefully. Don't expect features or performance that your product wasn't designed for, or assume warranty coverage that was never promised in writing. Sound familiar? A warranty doesn't mean that you'll automatically get a refund if the product is defective. The company may be entitled to try to fix it first. On the other hand, if you reported a defect to the company during the warranty period and the product wasn't fixed properly, the company must correct the problem, even if your warranty expires before the product is fixed. Absolutely reasonable. Good for them. Number two, try to resolve the problem with the retailer. Don't, and I've got a sidebar on this. Don't instantly think that someone took advantage of you and you're calling someone else to get a second opinion. Or, here's another one, call the company first. But here's another one. Don't take advice from people that aren't experts. Your neighbor, your father-in-law, all these people are not experts at certain things. Now, they might have a little bit of knowledge, but most of that knowledge is coming from this and this, the heart and the gut. I feel that it should be done this way. And a lot of times, that's not correct. You want to consult an expert on these things. So, so go back to the retailer, the person that did it first, and give them a chance. Send them some pictures, communicate. Don't try to beat around the bush. Okay, so we're going to try to resolve it with the retailer. If you can't, write the manufacturer. It says if you can't resolve it with the retailer, then write the manufacturer. Your warranty should list the company's mailing address, send all letters by certified mail, return receipt requested, and keep copies. Certified mail is pretty awesome. If you've never done anything like that, do it. It just guarantees. I wish email was that way, where you could see, you had a guarantee and you could see, hey, they opened it at this time on this date or what have you. There's probably email ways to do that. If you know what it is, comment on this, because I'd love to find it. I'd love to use it, just so I know, hey, yeah, they got it. I always ask people to respond to my emails to make sure that they got it, because email just gets lost and it goes to different places and God knows where. I'm not a huge fan of email anymore. So that's why I love text. Texts are nice. Anyways, 3, contact your state or local consumer protection office. They can help if you can't resolve the situation with the seller or manufacturer. Yeah, that's a great deal. If you feel that you've been wronged, that's what the National Chimney Sweep Guild and the CSIA, Chimney Safety Institute of America, set up the ethics committee for. People would feel that they've been wronged and they wanted some help with it. So, we hold members and certified sweeps accountable, and it would be looked at by a group. Usually, the chairman would go through it, and then he would open it up to the committee. I started that because before they would just open up the whole committee, and nobody would literally vet it to make sure that it made sense and that everything was there, and it wasn't, just like what the heck am I reading this for? So that's a great option. That's a great thing. So, all right, 4, research dispute resolution programs that try to informally settle any disagreements between you and the company. Your local consumer protection office can suggest organizations to contact. I think they're maybe meaning the Better Business Bureau, if that's still a thing. Also, check your warranty. It may require dispute resolution procedures before you're going to court. There you go. I like that. Check your warranty, and it requires it may be require dispute resolution procedures. So we have a dispute resolution procedure, and it's a customer reconciliation form. And what we have is look, if someone has a problem or a concern, we can't just drop everything and come running. If we're going to come out to your house, I want to come out with a solution for you, not just spending time to come out and waste your time and my time. Time is valuable these days. We all work extremely hard. We have limited time with family. There's always something going on. People are way too busy. The pandemic actually, I think, hopefully helped people realize how busy we were. And hopefully that sticks a little bit. I don't think it will. The world just keeps on spinning, and I can already feel the world starting to gain momentum again. Anyways, dispute resolution, we do the form. We send it to people, and it has details. It asks, what's your concern? How do you know it's a concern? Give us some pictures, and then what would you like the outcome to be? And I did that when I was the ethics committee chair. It's really hard to dig into people to find out what, at the end of the day, what would you like to see the resolution be? A lot of times people just want to complain about something and they just want to be heard. And that's fine. It's very hard for the person listening because it's hard to not get defensive. But a lot of people just want to be heard, or they might want something very minor. I just want, this, and it's a real easy resolution, or, maybe they just want more information. Most people crave more information. So it's most of the time it's very easy, but it's hard to dig out of people. So just asking people, how would you like this result? What would you like me to do for you? And so that's the reason for our form. It isn't to make people do more work. It's hey, we need a few things from you so we can help you with this. We always want to help people with it, with whatever the concern is. And most of the time it's not a concern. Most of the time it's nothing of our doing, but that can tarnish you over time. But it's kind of like, okay, well, I own a business. This is part of it. So I'm going to try to deal with it in a calm, cool, collected fashion, because of course, whenever problems happen, you've got 100 other things going on, and it's just really hard to stop everything and deal with that. Okay, I'm going to try to wrap this up because we're getting pretty long and wordy here. Anyways, let's see here. The next one, consider small claims court. If your dispute involves less than $750, you may usually file a lawsuit in small claims court. The costs are relatively low. Procedures are simple, and the lawyers usually aren't needed. The clerk of the small claims court can tell you how to file your lawsuit and your state's dollar limits. There you go. Hopefully this is after you've already done all the other steps. If all else fails, you may want to consider a lawsuit. You can sue for damages or any other type of relief the court awards, including legal fees. A lawyer can advise you how to proceed. So lawyers are not cheap. I've had to consult lawyers on certain things, and let me tell you, the outcome is never what you want it to be, and you never get all your money back or anything. So before you take that last step, really consider that if it's worth your time, worth your effort, and it's not about right or wrong. At that point, it's about, hey, this is very detrimental or has cost us a ton of money. The only people that typically make money in that and win are the lawyers in that part and that situation. But sometimes you do need counsel, and so you want a good, calm-headed lawyer that is good at their job and you connect with. I seriously doubt those people are on billboards driving down the highway. So, not to dog the guys. Well, okay, I'm going to dog the guys that are on billboards going down the highway, because I'm not a big believer in ambulance chasers. But God bless you. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're not big believers in chimney sweeps. Usually not. So that's okay. Anyways, well, we had a good talk. It looks like I got some people on there. Hopefully I didn't bore you with this. If you liked it, let me know. I can keep on doing these fun things that are running through my head. Or we can try something else if you have suggestions. So I want to wish everybody a happy Friday. Should be a beautiful weekend. We're going on a hike tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Get some sweat in, get some nature in. And looks like I got people from all over the world that tuned in. God bless you all. Great hearing from you. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Friday for Fireplace Fridays.